how can you get wealthy in 2025? If you are going through YouTube University, it seems to boil down to one of two camps. You can do the Gary V, Alex Hormozi, Cody Sanchez, Ed Milet, be an entrepreneur, buy a business. Or you could do what the three amigos talk about, and that is have a W-2, create disposable income, become elite, and do it for a decade. Guys, I know you see this out there in the world. I know you see the whole let's be an entrepreneur, go buy a business, all of that. We're obviously real estate guys, so we obviously have a bias. We will not hide that. But Dion, I'm just curious, as the guy that sees the world through a very unique and powerful lens, what comes to mind when you see all these entrepreneurs, the Codys, the Alex, the Gary V's, and Ed Milets? What do you see when you see some of their content?
So there was a brief period of time where my YouTube channel almost took a completely different direction, right? So when Millennial Mike made his channel, the first several videos he did was calling out gurus, and he got tens of thousands of views. Like his channel was blowing up because of that. He realized he doesn't want to make content against the gurus that he was exposing them. He wants to make content that helps people grow, right?
Yep.
I kind of, for a short period of time, wanted to make videos about Gary V, about Alex, about Cody, about Pace, there's a couple other very successful, very smart, very motivated, hardworking people that are very good at what they do. And I wanted to say, here's why I can't listen to any of them.
Yeah.
And I believe I would be able to come up with content, as much content on that as I do on real estate and investing and making work optional. But I don't want to make those videos because it doesn't help anybody. Yeah. Because all of the people doing that, they have a subset of people they are really helping. Mm-hmm. The gurus Mike was exposing, they're not helping anybody. They're making money of selling FUD, right? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and they're just making money from it. But Alex and Gary and the people like that, there are people who are entrepreneurial and they need the motivation. They need that mindset that comes from exposing yourself to people doing that. And then they're successful. So I don't in any way want to get in front of that. Kind of like when I told Pace here on your channel, I was like, don't get any of your ick on me. You're too productive. You're too successful. I don't want any of that. I'm looking for the right amount of cash flow from the least amount of units so I can have a life that has nothing to do with money. Like that's
yeah. And I had no idea where you were going to go with this when I threw it to you, but that's the thing, right? You knew thyself. It's even something Pace says all the time, right? Know thyself, know thyself. Pace says that's where it starts. And, if you are wired, I haven't heard Pace say this, but Pace and I would say we're friends. Pace would not be happy. Just like you said, don't get your ick on me. I want to be equally poignant. If Pace had the life that you have, he would be not happy. He'd be bored. He's wired to go 1,000 miles an hour. And if he's not going 1,000 miles an hour, he's unhappy. So I think there's a lot in that, know thyself area. So hopefully that didn't upset you, but I think Pace was
no. So I'm very happy that my level of lazy isn't as catchy as it could be.
Yeah.
Right. We need people being productive. We need the next iPhone. We need the next scuba gear developer to develop it because they're working at 3:00 in the morning thinking, oh, it'd work better if we did this. We need those people so I can enjoy my lazy life. I don't want people like Pace to become lazy. I don't want us to balance each other out. I think there are people who need the Pace and the Alex and the Codys and all that to direct all of that extra energy that they have.
Yeah, I love that.
Matt, don't have that.
Yeah, no, neither do I, clearly. Matt, of the three of us, I don't think it's any secret to anybody that's watched more than a single video of ours that you are the most entrepreneurial of the three of us. You're probably the most balanced person I know, which is pretty rare, right? You can swim strongly in both lanes.
Yeah.
What do you think about when you watch some of this? I know, for example, you're a huge Gary V fan, but when you look at this space, do you see more good than bad? What do you see?
Yeah, I think I definitely see more good than bad. I think that, I think that Pace really has it right when he talks about know thyself. I mean, that's what I'm always talking about in a more modern term, which is right size it. Right size it. What do you want? What do Dion loves his life. I'd hate his life. Dion would hate my life. And that's okay. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to have, just towers and towers and stacks of bands, and be silly because, I'm going to need a lot of those for 4 kids that are young. Right. And so I think that, what I see when I see Gary Vee is I see something different in Gary Vee. I see somebody that that doesn't purposefully create hustle porn, but creates hustle porn. And I hate hustle porn. What bothers me most is people thinking to turn their phones on. Here's what it says. Here's what it says to me. If you're ever in a position where you grab your phone and you're doing one of these when you're sitting at your desk, other than giving your buddy the finger, you're in hustle porn and I'm not interested. And I promise whatever you're doing is really not that important. So everybody that hears my voice now, 90% of them are not entrepreneurs. 90%, 10% are, 90% are not. And if you're part of the 90 and you try, kudos to you, but don't mortgage your life on it because you will be paying it off for the rest of your life. If you're part of that 10%, the Garys, the Codys, the Alexes, the Paces, those guys fit. One of those you will help you find your lane, right? One of them will help you find your lane, and then they will help uncover things. And because you're pursuing knowledge with a ton of of fire in your belly, because you're pursuing that, you'll wake up and you'll want more, you'll eat more. And that's the way I was as an entrepreneur. I realized this year, probably a few weeks ago when I was sitting just on my couch zoning out, I realized the reason I was able to stay in corporate America as long as I did. And it was because I worked for a company that let me do whatever I want.
They gave you free reign. Yeah.
They let me be an entrepreneur when there was somewhat of a safety net underneath me. Like if I've ever stopped performing, or if I ever made the business not attain its goals and get where I wanted to, the difference was as an entrepreneur, I really did whatever I want. I spent, I hired, I fired, I brought on different clients, like all of those things, and how we marketed, all of those things were really my decision. And so for the most part, I really got to be an entrepreneur, and just sadly, what I was dumb about it was I made somebody else tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah. There was no ownership, right? To kind of Cody's point.
Very small. Very small.
Very
I had
small.
a piece of a piece. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny when I think about this. If people watched my channel for a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, I was struggling with this, right? I was, and frankly, I am certainly closer to Dion, as far as, hey, we've got what we got. We're enjoying life. There's no need to do all these other things. But 2 years ago, I was struggling because even I got into the whole mindset of, entrepreneurship, go to the next level, bigger is better, blah, blah, blah. And I was struggling, until I actually listened to Ed Milet. It was a conversation between Ed Milet and someone else. I wish I remember who the other gentleman was. But basically, Ed Milet dropped this pearl of wisdom. He said 91. So we can say 90% of folks are not entrepreneurs.
Oh, I was only off by one.
Yeah. So
Nice.
It's funny. I remember the 91 because it was an odd number, right? It's
interesting.
Like,
okay.
Why would you say 91? But anyways, and thus 9, and we'll say 10% today are entrepreneurs. And Ed's point in all of that is don't try to get a square hole or a square in a round hole. And that was very freeing to me. Back to Pace's Know Thyself, right? I mean, it's becoming more obvious that pearl of wisdom is truly a pearl. And it's funny, it didn't hit me that hard until this conversation. But again, know thyself. So the problem that I have with the entrepreneurship is the way to get wealthy space is nobody talks about that ratio.
Right. Agreed.
Right. You scream, go buy a laundromat, go start go start a that, without the context of this is right for 10% of you, not 90%, because you don't get views, right? If you kind of layer that piece in there. And then the last thing I'll say about this is not all of them. Of the people at the top, I would argue they're doing a much better job now saying, hey, if you're a high paid W-2 and you love what you do, stay there,
Yep.
but maybe do this on the side. But in general, in that space, I think so many people poo-poo the W-2 and say, just burn the boats, go for it. It's financial suicide,
It is.
in my opinion. Yeah. So
Do the math. Try and get a loan without it.
Yeah, exactly.
People
You want the
People
best
have no
rates?
clue. Yeah, they have no clue. Your best rates come with the fact that they believe that you can pay it back.
Yeah,
And
they're loaning on you, not the business. They're loaning on you.
Yes. And when they look at a massive rental portfolio of a duplex,
Yeah.
they're not impressed. They're like,
Yeah.
how are you even living off of this? Right.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you're dead on, Mike. Stop. Everyone needs to stop with like running away from the W-2. Dion, you could have retired years earlier. Mike, you could have retired 4 years earlier. Mike, how many years earlier for you?
Certainly 4. Yeah. Certainly.
Yeah. So I had the unfortunate experience of doing my math.
Yeah. Oh no.
10.
10.
I could have been 36 and retired. 10. Could have been 36 and retired. 10.
Wow.
I didn't. But here's the thing. We all kept very stressful jobs, right? Very, very, very important and powerful jobs where we had a lot of people that we're responsible for. Dion has always said it best. He was the first one that I heard that said demoted all the way to the present. He's the first one that I ever heard say that.
So true though.
He's 1,000. You always have trouble articulating that, or I did. And I'm just like, freaking hell. I mean, this sucks.
Yeah. So I'm in charge of every the whiteboard at my office. You know how you have a management tree?
Yeah, you had it. I'm sure you were in the ground.
Literally, there was the owners, then there was me, then there was the managers, then there was the lead instructors, then there was the instructors, and then it was the clients, right? So it was literally an inverted low man on the totem pole.
Yeah. I even equate it to a totem pole. I am the part of the totem pole that's so important because I'm stability. I'm the one in the ground sucking dirt all the time.
Yeah.
And you want to be a real entrepreneur? Here's the first and most important lesson you need to know as being an entrepreneur. Everybody thinks being an entrepreneur, you get paid first.
No.
When you're an entrepreneur, you get paid last.
Well, the other thing that I hear a lot about, and I think this was Hermosi that said this, I hear all these people want to quit their W-2s because they want to go work for themselves, right? You want to quit a 9 to 5 and go work for yourself because you'll be able to make the hours. He's like, hey, idiots, you work 24/7. There is no Christmas. There is no New Year's. There is no Easter.
There isn't.
I think I just, the biggest challenge I have about this space is we kind of all bring this home is the shit that they throw at W-2 employees. Now the people at the top are doing that a lot less than they were doing last year. So that's good. But the other one is it's just time. Right. It's these folks talk about you go buy a business or you go buy a business, zero down, creative financing, no money out of pocket. And then it's suddenly just going to make money. Right. No. That's not how it works. Right. You have customers and payroll and overhead. And I think people make running a business seem too simple.
They make it seem too simple and they make it seem too glory filled.
Yeah.
The first 5 or 10 years is just like it is in real estate.
Sucks.
It sucks. It sucks. And you know what? We actually, real quick, I was in a company that bought a company. They bought this company for about $200 million. And they did it based on the fact that they had one massive customer that was about 50 or 60 million of their revenue.
Oh, wow.
Within 90 days, that customer gave that company notice that they were moving on. Wouldn't you like to know that much revenue is disappearing?
Yeah.
Is disappearing. And that's what can happen in business. And that's what's so scary about business, because very often the people you're buying that business from, they know that business inside and out. It was their business.
Yeah. Yeah. Matt, where can people find you?
Lumberjack Landlord, YouTube and Instagram, 9 p.m., usually 9:30 now, actually 9:30. We're trying to do like more, a little bit late night But 9:30 p.m. on Thursdays is when we're jumping out there and just answering questions for folks that like to want to learn about real estate investing.
Awesome. And Dion, give us your closing thoughts and where people can find you.
You can find me right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom, where I do my live streams every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific. Here's how I wrap up investor versus entrepreneur in my head. You can either invest your time to make money outside of a W-2, that's an entrepreneur, or you can invest your money to make money without having to have a W-2. That's the investor.
Love it. At the end of the day, folks, I think Pace said it well, and I had no idea I was going to say this 5 times in this video. But please know thyself. Know what is right for you. No, don't be the fish out of water because you're going to die. That's not an outcome you want to go for. But the other thing I'll say is, no matter what you choose, kind of step 3 is still there. It takes a decade. None of this get rich quick. None of this Amazon automation nonsense, dropship store nonsense. There is no secret to wealth other than creating disposable income, buying assets, and doing it for a decade. Guys, take care. We'll see you in Vegas.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.